What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Big Deak Weekly, the Real Talk edition. Here with your boy, Matt Freakin Deakins. Coming to you today, we got the identity loop, how your habits reinforce who you believe you are. So today we're going to read through this. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and I hope you get some good value out of this. Make sure you go down in the description and click on the link to Substack to subscribe to this newsletter, so you can get this in text early in the week. There will be audio in the week for paid subscribers and video that will come to you on Friday where I talk through a little bit of this post. Okay, so let's get started here. Once again, the identity loop, how your habits reinforce who you believe you are. You don't become confident and then act. You act, and that's what creates your confidence. You know, most people have it backwards. They think if I show up, I'll show up when I feel ready. I'll be consistent when I'm more confident. I'll become disciplined once I believe in myself. But the crazy thing is that moment never arrives, because confidence isn't where you start. That's the result of doing all the work to get there, right? The loop you're living in every day, whether you realize it or not, you are casting votes. You're casting votes, not just for your results, but for your identity. So every action you take says, this is who I am. Skip the workout means I'm someone who falls off. Follow through means I'm someone who shows up. Avoid the hard conversation means I avoid discomfort. Lean into it leads to I can handle the pressure. So here's the kicker though. Your brain believes what you repeatedly prove. Your brain believes what you repeatedly prove. So your habits don't create outcomes, they create self-perception. And that's one thing that I think people really struggle here is they don't realize that the habits they have, the habits they've created, the habits they do each and every day really create the outcomes, but also create the outcomes of what you believe in yourself. What you believe for yourself is a result of the habits you have and you've created, whether you intend to do that or not, whether you intend to have those habits or not. So why this matters more than you think. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. Think about that one for a second. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. Now, if your identity is creeping up towards your goals, then of course you're going to rise to your goals. So don't get that twisted. However, most people, keyword being there, most people don't rise to their goals. They fall down to their identity and never reach their goals. If you see yourself as inconsistent, someone who struggles to follow through, or someone who always restarts, you'll subconsciously act in alignment with that. You have historically done that. You see yourself as that. So why would you do anything different? That's who you are. That's your identity. Your identity is somebody who's inconsistent, someone who struggles to follow through, and someone who always restarts. So you're not just gonna, boom, I'm not that now. You have to have those habits and do those actions over time. Not because you want to fail, but because your identity is trying to stay consistent. So the Big Deak Energy reframe here. You're not stuck because you lack discipline. You're stuck because you're reinforcing the wrong identity. Every time you wait to feel ready, every time you break your word to yourself, every time you start over instead of following through, every time you're proving something to yourself. You're proving something to yourself that your brain is always taking notes. But here's where it can flip. Here's where you can reframe this and flip. You don't need to believe you're that person. You need to start acting like them and let the belief catch up. Identity is not discovered, it's constructed. Remember that. Your identity isn't just like scratch and sniff, yep, identity. No, it's based on the actions and habits and diligence that you put into who you want to be. You construct that, you will that, you build that. And you do that one rep at a time, one decision at a time, one follow through at a time. You don't wait to become that person, you build it. So stop sitting around waiting for that magic person to appear and start building who you want to be. So the identity loop simplified, here's how it works. You've got action, leads to evidence, leads to belief, leads to identity, leads to action. So you act, you gather proof, the proof builds belief, the belief strengthens the identity drives your next action. Let's go through that one more time. You act, you gather proof, that proof builds belief, that belief strengthens identity, the identity drives your next action, okay? And that loop continues and continues and continues. So the question now is, who do I want to be? It's not who do I want to be, The question is not who do I want to be, it's what am I proving today? What can I prove today to prove to myself who I want to be? Okay? Here's a hidden trap though. Most people are trying to change their life without changing their identity. They chase results, they chase their motivation, they chase quick wins, but they ignore one thing that actually drives it all. You know what that is? Wait a second. Hold on a second. But ignore the one thing that actually drives it all, because results don't stick without identity, and the identity doesn't change without repeated action. So let's kind of sum that up since I've mouth flubbed here. People want to change their life without changing their identity, so they chase their results, their motivation, their quick wins, right? They chase all of those little things to try to prove their identity, right? But they ignore the one thing that drives it all, because results don't stick with the identity. Because the identity doesn't change without repeated action. Okay, so chasing them quick wins, quick motivation, quick results in one silo isn't going to help you with your identity. It's going to actually just prove that you did a few small things, and that's it. You have to build the identity you want. If you want to shift your identity, don't overcomplicate it. Start here. Number one, pick the identity. Not vague, clear. I'm someone who shows up. I'm someone who follows through. I'm someone who handles hard things. Number two, prove it daily. Not perfectly, but consistently. Small wins count. They're the fastest ways to shift your identity. So prove it daily. Daily. Number three, stop breaking your word to yourself. Every time you say you'll do something and don't, you reinforce the wrong loop. Trust yourself more by keeping your word. Keep your word to yourself. Key. So the real talk here, you don't need more confidence. You need more evidence. Because once you prove to yourself consistently who you are, you stop questioning it. So your challenge this week, pick one identity you want to build. Just one. Pick one. Then ask yourself, what would that version of me do today? And go prove it. Not once, but every day. And that's how your loop changes. So let's repeat that again for your challenge this week. Pick one identity you want to build. Pick one. I keep saying that, one. Because if you pick five, you're going to have a hard time keeping up with five. But if you pick one, you can really focus on one. Ask yourself then, what would that version of me do today? And just go prove it. Go prove it every single day. And that's how your loop is going to change. Okay? So coming next week, standards in action. Why what you tolerate becomes who you are. Because what you allow, you eventually become. Okay, so let's think about that. Standards in action. Why what you tolerate becomes who you are. Can't wait to put that one here for you so you guys can really enjoy and really, own yourself, your standards, your identity. So as always, stay charged, stay focused, and keep that big Deak energy flowing. Now make sure you give the channel a subscribe, give this video a like, share it out, comment down below, do it all, because all of the interaction helps Big Deak Weekly, the Real Talk edition, reach more people and help everyone get a little bit better each and every day. So as always, take care. Peace out. Bye.